Hey, what's going on, everybody? So what I got for you here today is this is a game of League of Legends where I play Annie. This is pre-recorded. I'm not playing this live like I usually do. It's just a game that I wanted to record for you guys so that I could have as a background for what I wanted to talk about, which is obviously in the title of the video. You know what I want to talk about. Now I want to talk about Germany. Some of you, those of you who followed me on Facebook, know the reason why I came over here to Germany, and if you want to know, then feel free to go to my Facebook. The link is in the description. What I do want to talk about, however, is Germany as a country and my experiences in this country, and I guess I'm gonna elaborate on it a little bit more and talk a little bit also about my experiences in Sweden when in comparison to America or Panama, I guess, in specific. Now, first of all, I want to talk about this from an internet perspective because it's probably the most important thing for me right now as far as YouTube goes and as far as you guys are concerned. The internet here is faster than in Panama, way faster, which means that as soon as I get to improve it, I'll be able to like crank up a lot more uploads to the channel per day, which is kind of cool. But that's whatever. The most important thing, however, is the fact that there is this Germany has a lot of weird laws. There's just a lot of things that don't make any sense whatsoever, and one of those is this law that prohibits, now this is as far as I understand it, as far as I'm being told, is that you are not allowed to watch a stream that has more than, I don't know the exact numbers, probably about 500 people. Like I cannot see a live stream if it has more than 500 people. It just is the actual YouTube thing doesn't allow it. Doesn't, like when you're trying to watch a video and it says like this video is not allowed in your country, region, or whatever. That's what happens when I try to see a live stream with more than 500 people. Or I don't know the exact number, but it's something around those lines. And I haven't tried live streaming, but to be perfectly honest, like I am almost sure that it's not gonna be able to. Like if I cannot watch a stream, I don't know how I would be able to do a stream. I haven't tried. I probably try in the future, but just letting you guys know that if I don't stream, it's probably because I'm not allowed to because of Germany being weird. And that's the most important thing, I guess, that will affect the channel. Other things, I guess, are just kind of just more bloggy. More kind of interesting for those of you who want to know. This is just just me talking about the country, I guess. Nothing too crazy or whatever. But there are a couple of things that I did find kind of fascinating / weird / curious, I guess. First of all, the language. The language is incredibly hard. Like I know that there are harder languages like Finnish and Chinese and whatever, but holy crabbers! Like this guy. So in Spanish, Spanish has females and male subjects for pretty much almost anything. When you're talking in English, you say the computer, right? You say the chair, the door. There's no variation in the articles. You just say the, and then you say whatever subject comes after that. Like it doesn't change. You just say the word. In Spanish, however, you have el and la, and that changes depending on the sex of whatever item, object, or person you're referring to. So if you say something like computer in Spanish, which is computadora, that's a female word in Spanish because it ends in a. Computadora. It ends in a, so it's female, which means that you have to use a specific article before the word to notify that it is a female. Even though it's kind of obvious, you still have to do it. And I'm kind of used to that, obviously, from growing up with Spanish. But in German, it's as far as I understand it, it goes a little bit more than that. Like you have females and males for in the German language. Everything has a female and a male. I guess sex every whatever, right? But there's also an extra article for neutral stuff. So you have an article. You have articles for males. You have for female. By the way, I don't know if you say it articles. That's how we say it in Spanish. I don't know how you say whatever the means. I don't know. But you have one for neutral too, for neutral objects, and most of them don't make sense. And then when you make them plural, everything changes, and when you conjugate it, it changes again, and the entire construction of the sentence changes depending on the sex, and it's like taking it to the next level. And I thought Spanish was a little hard in that way with the conjugations and shit, but holy crap, German, it's really hard, and most of the language doesn't make any sense. Like when you're reading Spanish, it makes sense. The words sound as they should. You read them as they sound. It's just how it works. But in German, there's like words sound in a specific way when you say it alone, and then when you combine them with other words, it sounds different. Like if I say, let's just picture a word. Say, train. There is no law in the English language that says I should pronounce it train, right? I mean, there's the only reason why everyone pronounces it train is because everyone else pronounces it train, and eventually that's just how everyone just decided to make it. So in the dictionary, that's how it says that you should pronounce it, because that's how everyone says it. But there's actually no law in the English laws that says when you combine an A and an I, it should sound A. Like there's no law that says that. It just happens. It depends on how we say it. And in German, it's pretty much like that as well. So it's like I have to memorize how everything sounds. I have to memorize how everything is pronounced, how everything that's male and female, I have to memorize it. Like there's no indicator that says, oh, okay, that's female because it has this letter. Like, there's nothing like that like in Spanish. It's just all pure raw memorization, and that fucking sucks. The pizza here sucks. I don't even, oh god, I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand how a restaurant that focuses on pizzas can make bad pizzas. Like you have a restaurant that only does one thing, right? This is a pizzeria and all they do is pizzas, and that's it. And you still get it wrong. Like it's like silly to me. And every single pizzeria I've been to here, except like one that I kind of like, they're all terrible. And then there's Turkish pizzas, which are kind of lame here. Like in Sweden, they were fucking amazing. The Turkish pizzas just had like a style that was just fucking beautiful. In here, they just all suck. There's like no Chinese food here. There's almost no sushi. There's barely any Mexican. It's just like in terms of food, I'm severely disappointed. And and when you go to a restaurant and you order water, you don't get water. that's like the most mind-blowing thing that I guess I have experienced in this country. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, you order your food, and you order water. They give you sparkling water. That water that has like the bubble water or whatever. That's not water. That's sparkling water. It's like, and not just that, but if I order, I guess in here they call it calm water, but if I order tap water, they give it to me warm. Like there's no ice cubes in the restaurants over here. At least to the ones I've been to, there's no ice cubes. They just give you the tap water warm, and not just that, but like they give you bottles. Like they don't actually have like tap water as in tap water. They just give you bottles and shit. Like it's crazy. And I mean, it's not too bad, but it's like it's so like it's funny just how different it is. Like in Panama, for those of you who don't know, and this is not related too much to America as much as it's just Panama, maybe some Latin American countries in specific. In Panama, the what do you call it? You can pay someone for a job really, really low. Like the what do you call that? The low, the minimum wage is really low in Panama. Not just that, but nobody really enforces it, right? If you're paying an employee something really mediocre and low or whatever, you don't really have to claim any. You don't have to like do your taxes, like I don't know how you could do taxes or whatever, because in Panama you don't really do that like that. Everything is discounted automatically from your job, like whatever, if you have an office job or whatever. But you don't have to do do health insurance for if you have a maid or whatever. You don't have to pay any kind of insurances at all. So because everything is so cheap, you can hire maids for literally like, well, I don't remember the exact money value, but it could be like what was it, 150 for a month? Was that? Fuck. I hope I'm not getting that wrong, but it was something ridiculously cheap. Like I'm talking about like that is wrong. Just how cheap it is. Like yeah, probably like 150, yeah, 200 a month, something like that, and you can get a maid, and to literally sleep in your house and just clean everything, make you food, and like whatever, right? Like it's so cheap. So coming here and then everything also is obviously different, like just pretty much in any other place that is not Panama. But every time I say, like I'm just talking to whoever, and I mention the fact that I grew up with a maid, everyone is just like, what? Are you a rich dude, like a rich kid or whatever? It's like, no, it's like normal. In Panama, it's like everyone has maids. It's completely normal where I come from. For like any type of family that has two income parents or whatever, like it's normal. It's completely normal, and it's extremely cheap. And then I come here and it's like, obviously they don't have that, and everyone's just like, whoa dude, you're like rich and stuff. It's like, nah. But and not just that, but like say if you go to a store, you have to pack your own bags, right? You go to the store and you have your cart or whatever, your food, you put it there on the line thing, the lady passes it through and charges you whatever she wants to charge you for the food or whatever. Then you have to put your food on the bags. In Panama, you have people that do that. Again, because hiring people is so cheap in Panama. You just have people to do everything for you. And it's like coming here and it's like, that's not like that. It's like, fuck, I have to do my own bags. And it's like, yeah, like first world problems. I mean, Panama is not I don't think it's a first world country, is it? But anyways, it's just like, oh no, I have to pack my own bags. It's like, oh, I feel like such a spoiled little douchebag. You're complaining like I have to do that, but it's just funny. It's just those small differences. Did you guys know that in Sweden it's normal to eat horse meat? Like I'm sitting here reading the newspaper. Well, I can't technically read the newspaper because it is in German, but like everyone here just I guess before we're all talking about this horse meat incident that, oh, they had horse meat and this whatever, and I'm sitting here like, what's the big deal? Horse meat is fucking delicious. Yeah, in Sweden I had horse meat all the time and it was amazing. It's like a tradition to eat it on Christmas. Well, I don't know if it differs in different areas of Sweden, but where I was, they did that on Christmas, and I ate a fucking lot of horse meat, and it was delicious. I don't see what's the big deal. And it's just, there's obviously health insurance, which is in Panama. Oh, fuck, Panama, dude. Panama is a kind of a poor country. Like the Panama Canal, like has a lot of income for Panama, and it's like it kind of keeps it afloat in a way. But everything that's public and it's not part of the private sector, it's completely terrible. Public schools are horrible. Like I grew up in a private school because the public schools are just like, again, terrible. Like it's normal for middle class citizens to go to a private school. It's I mean, it's fairly expensive, but it's kind of an expense that you always have. Like you don't suffer it because you always know that you're gonna have to pay that. Kind of like your parents for college. Like your parents know that they're probably gonna have to pay a lot of money for college. Like like they just kind of have that in mind. It's kind of the same here for high school. You have to go to a private school because the public stuff is just terrible. But then you come here. Here, Germany and Sweden, fuck, these countries are beautiful. Like, I'm just passing through Stockholm, and it's gorgeous. And like, I went to college in, like, Högskolan, it's called Högskolan Dalarna, which is, like, in, Borlänge, which is, like, like 2-3 hours on train north of Stockholm. It's like a small town. Like it's not like a big city or anything like that. And if there was a crack on the road, like if something would happen to the road, it would crack open, like it would be fixed on the next day. Like it's just like the amount of money that these countries have, it's so outrageous that they can just, it's like something breaks, just fixed. And in Panama, it's like, it's always like political pressure to get like shit done. It's like if there's a street that is like fucking broken or something, it's like it just takes like a month of just like political pressure and just being like, dude, you have to fucking fix this street or we're gonna vote your ass out or something, and then they get it done. It's completely outrageous. And now it feels like I'm just talking shit about Panama, and it's not what I guess what I'm trying to say. Panama is an amazing country. Like there's bullshit things about Panama, but there's amazing things in general. Fuck. If it wasn't for the heat and the traffic, like I would just love Panama and would just stay there. But you know, the internet is also terrible. Technology-wise, it's just not the place you want to be at. But yeah, I mean Germany. It's cold. I'm not used to cold. Panama is literally like. That's another thing. Like it's always hot in Panama. It's literally always, even when it's raining, it's just like, if in fact it's worse. Like we have summer and winter. I don't know. I guess you can compare it to Miami. I don't really know, but like I mean, it's like there's summer and winter, and it's actually hotter on winter because the humidity increases and the sun is still there. Like the sun is still fucking pointing at Panama. Like it doesn't make a difference. It just means it's gonna rain more, but the sun is still hitting, so it's still hot, and the humidity of winter makes it worse because you feel sticky all over the place. For those of you who have been to a tropical or been to Florida, you know, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's sticky. The air is sticky and hot. It's just annoying and disgusting. And then coming here, it's like I'm just not used to cold. Like I'm not very good with cold in general. So it's in that regard, it's kind of terrible. But you know, whatever. Summer's coming, and I don't really go out of the house that much, anyways. I'm a gamer at heart, you guys know that. I stay at home and game. That's what I do. But yeah, I don't really like. Is there any German here in the audience? Any Swedish? Any German here? If there's something that I said wrong or any kind of topic do you want me to talk about Germany in general, anything you want to add to the conversation, leave it in the comments. I would gladly make a response video or a sequel video to this, or just respond in the comments. I just want to hear what you guys have to say about countries in general, like where you are from and where you have been, and any kind of funny experiences that you have encountered. Like in Sweden, houses are all made of, like, they're all painted red for some reason. Like everyone paints their house red in Sweden, and it's like, it's awesome to just like freaking drive on the highway and just looking at the sights, looking at the pine trees and shit, and just red houses all the way. I don't understand it. I think it's ugly as fuck. They do it and they think it's awesome. I don't get it. But yeah, if you guys have like an interesting thing that, you know, you went to a different country and something kind of surprised you, and you want to talk about it, feel free to leave it here. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Definitely. And now that I guess I have this moment to talk to you guys, I'm having some issues with Far Cry 3. The game is stuttering a lot. I don't know why. I've tried a lot of things to fix it. The game runs perfectly when I'm not recording. Like, it runs at 60 frames per second with everything on high. But then I'm recording and it runs at like, what, 40 to 50 frames per second steady. But then every like 5 seconds or every 10 seconds, it just drops to 0 for like 1 second and then goes back up to 50. It's just like, it feels like my computer can handle it because it's running at a steady 50 and then just suddenly just blah blah and then just continues on. But it does that, and I don't know how to fix it. I honestly don't know how to fix it. And I've been like, I haven't tried in the last 2 days, but like 3 days ago I just went the entire day, wasted like 5 hours just trying different things, and I couldn't find a single thing to fix it. So if any of you guys know how to fix that, you know, then let me know. Episode 2, I gotta render it, and I'll be able to upload Far Cry episode 2. But it might take a while for me to upload episode 3 until I get this fixed, obviously. Yeah, we still have Scribblenauts, Skyrim, and yeah, we got that going on, which is amazing. I'm planning on playing From Dust. I guess if I cannot fix Far Cry, then I'll do some From Dust, and just a little bit, you know, just so I can show the game to you guys. It's kind of a fun thing. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little thing. If you want more things like this, just more personal, just me talking about it, then let me know. Like the video, that always lets me know. Favorite it, it's always good. And if you have any topics for me to talk about, just in general, like maybe something about my life, or just a topic specific, could be gaming wise. If you want me to talk about DRM, what I think about DRM, or what I think about a gaming specific topic, just leave it on the comments, and I'll pick something up and have something like this every now and then. It's kind of fun. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy this. Pew pew.
Double kill. The enemy has captured the boneyard.
Have you seen my dirt timbers?
Your team has captured the windmill.
Don't be a scaredy cat! Are we there yet?
You have been slain. Enemy double kill. Double kill.
I never play like that.
Your team has captured the refinery. You have been slain. The enemy has captured the quarry. Killing spree.
Come out, where
An
have
ally
you?
has been slain. Your team has captured a quarry.
Don't be a scaredy
Shut
cat!
down. The enemy has captured the windmill.